Hello guys, welcome to DP Animation and a blessed and happy new year to you all. Okay, so today's tutorial is going to be based on wedding plates diaries, okay? A simple slideshow template, okay? So let's open After Effects and get straight forward to it. All right, so first let's bring our assets, okay? So we are going to use these three images, then these plates I have here. Let's drag them in here. All right. So first, let's create a new composition, 800 by 800. 800. And let's name it Pictures or Picture 1. Picture 1. Okay. All right. So now let's bring in one image here. Let me scale it up to fit. Okay. So this is okay. So on scale, the beginning here, set a key, then come to something like 17 seconds. Then scale it up. You see that it's out of focus. So let me hit Shift and P, press on P. So what I'll do is I'll animate both the scale and the position. So at the beginning, let me set a key to position 2. Then the end here, let me bring the image down as position so that it will be in focus. See that? It will stay in focus. Okay. So let me duplicate the picture 1 twice. So let me open all three image compositions, picture compositions. Okay. So picture 2. Let me replace the image there. All right. Let me bring it in here. Then clear this one. So let me scale this one up. Then position it well. So at the beginning, I'll hit Shift P. So I'm going to animate the position and the scale. So let me set the key to the 2. 17 seconds. Let me scale it up. Then position. Let me bring it down so that you stay in focus. All right. Picture 3. Let me bring in the next image. Let me clear this one. So let me scale this one so that it will fit. All right. So you hit Shift P. So you set key to position and scale down 17 seconds. You scale it up. If it's out of focus, you bring it down as position so that it all stay in focus. See that? All right. The second thing we are going to, now that we are done with the picture arrangement, the next thing we are going to do is create a plate. Okay? Which is the plate. All right? So let's create a new composition here and name it Plate 1. Okay? 800 by 800. Then click OK. All right? So what we are going to do is we are going to bring our first plate in. So this one. Okay? So let me scale it up so that it will fit the entire composition. Okay, so this is okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on the ellipse tool to cut the plate. So double click to have a perfect circle around the plate. You see that? So double click on the point, hold the shift key, then drag it in. Okay? Because the mask is on add, it has cut the image. So let's change from add to none. Okay, so now you can only see the masking tool here or the ellipse tool. Then move it to the middle here. Then position it well if you want. So something like this, I can decide to leave it somewhere here. So after I'm done with this, all that I have to do is I'll change it from none to subtract so that it will carve a hole inside the plate. Okay, so that's where we are going to bring our image. So I'll bring picture 1 underneath it. You see that? So I will scale it down, hold the shift key, then scale image 1 down a bit. Then double click on the ellipse tool so that it will cut it. If it's too big, you can still scale it down a bit more. So you have something like this. You see that? Okay. Now let's duplicate plate 1 twice to have 3. All right. Okay. Let's open plate 2 and plate 3. So on plate 2, what you are going to do is this. You can hold the Alt key, then drag it, the next plate onto the first plate. In this case, if the two plates are of the same sizes, it will fit perfectly, but if not, one will be bigger than the other, so it might not fit well. Okay, so if it's like how this one is happening, something like this, you have to scale it down. It's too big, so you have to scale it down. You see that? I'll hold the Alt key, then drag picture 2 onto picture 1 here to replace it. Okay, so this one is also replaced. So I'm done with plate 2. Now let's go to plate 3 too. All right, so now in plate 3, let's see, the next plate is this one. So you can do the same thing. Hold the Alt key, drag it onto it. Now this one is way out of proportion, so let me just clear it, then bring in a new one. Okay, then scale it up. Let me scale it up, then bring it down. Let me just select the ellipse tool, hold the Shift key, then draw on the surface of the plates. Then on mask, change it to none. Okay, now let me position the ellipse tool well in the middle. Let me scale it up. All right, so from here, let me subtract it. That's all. So you have your image here. So hold the Alt key, then select picture 3, then click and drag it onto picture 1 inside plate 3 to replace it. So you have this. Okay, so now we are done with the plates arrangement too. So now let's create our main composition. Let's name it main. Then give it HD size 1920 by 1080. Then click OK. All right. Now from here, bring plate 1 in. So this is our plate 1. All right. So this is what you are going to do. It's 11 seconds, right? 11 seconds. So hit R for rotation, then P, Shift P for position. Okay. So now set key at the last end here, then move the timeline backwards. All right. Now on position, you are going to move the plates. So now on position, we are going to move the plates to the back, out of frame or out of screen. Okay, somewhere here. Then give it a rotation or something like 360. Okay. So now let's see what we have. Too fast. Too fast. If it's too fast, you can just open it up. Let me bring this one somewhere here. So let's see. Too slow too. Let me check this. Okay. All right. So it's like this. It comes in rolling. The plates comes in rolling. Then stay there small. Okay. Something like 14 seconds. Okay. Then you end the key. All right. Then you come to something like 16 seconds. Then you move it away. Let me go something like minus 360, minus 360. So here, comes in, stay there small, then rolls away. See that? Okay. It rolls and comes in, then stop here before it goes away. All right? So now let's duplicate this one, Control D. Then let me move it somewhere here. When this one is about to go away, this one is also coming in. Okay, so it's something like this, so that it will hit it. But then it also roll away. All right. So I'll select plate 2, hold the Alt key, then drag it onto the plate 1 that I've duplicated here to replace it. So I'll have something like this. You see? Just like that. Duplicate the next one too. When it's about to go out, this one comes in. Okay, so you select place 3, hold the Alt key to replace the plate 2 that you have duplicated here. So you have something like this. Okay, all right. You see how simple it is. Okay, now let's create a background for this. So new solid layer and make it white and bring it underneath this one. Let me go for the rectangular tool, then cut it somewhere here. Okay, so now what you do is the first image is these two couples. So I'll look for the image, this one, then lay it under here, then scale it up. Let me scale it up. Let me bring it under here, scale it up. Okay, let me move the anchor point to somewhere here. All right, so here, when it comes in, let me use the scale, set a key, then move the timeline somewhere here, then scale it down. Okay, so somewhere here is okay. So you have something like this. Okay, so you hit the opacity, then put the opacity to something like 30, so that it won't be too visible to the eye. All right, but it's the background is too dark, so let's insert in a white solid layer and bring it under the image. Yeah, so that you have something like this. So the beginning, let's make it disappear before it comes in. So this is the image, huh? So set a key at the beginning here. So you have something like this. So from here to here, when this one is coming in, let's end our opacity animation here, then go out. Let's go 0. Okay. So the next place that comes in, let's look for its image too. Then lay it underneath the same plate, then scale it up. Okay. So you have something like this. Let's go a bit more. Let's go a bit more. I think this is okay. All right. Let me position the anchor point somewhere here. So let me scale this one up from here to here till it disappears here. Okay, let me scale it up. Okay, so this is okay. So let me hit the T for opacity, then put it at 30. The same style. Okay. So let me see something here. Before this one disappears, let me set a key here. This one has to be 30. Let me set a key here. Then move it here to something like 30. 30. Okay. So it will be something like this. Then end the opacity here. Then move the timeline forward a bit more. Then go 0 to make it disappear. Okay. So now the next image, let's look for it. Then bring it also underneath it. Then scale it up. Okay, so you have something like this. So let me see. When it comes in, you hit scale on that one. Let me just scale it up a bit more. Then position it somewhere here. Okay, the anchor point, let me pull it up a bit more. Okay, so now the scale, let's set a key here. Then go something like, I think this is okay. Then hit T for opacity. Okay. So the beginning, let's go 0, set a key. Then let's come to 30. 30. Okay. So you can leave it like this. So you have this. A simple picture slideshow template, okay, for your wedding. Okay. So if maybe you have a particular place that maybe you distributed on your wedding day, you can just do a simple template video slideshows on it. Okay. Okay, there's something that I always like to do. Maybe something like this. After I'm done with this, I can decide to create another white layer on the entire image. Okay, just use the ellipse tool. Just draw a circle on the surface or cut the surface a bit more. And position it somewhere here. Then hit C on first, then go something like 30. So that it will act as a reflection on the surface of the image. So when you do it like this, know that the sub image, the middle here is 30, right? The middle, give it a 40%, so that the image, or 50%, so that the image will pop up a bit more at the background. Okay, so this one too, the middle, give it 50, so that the image will pop up a bit more. Okay, so this one, let me go 50 in the middle there. All right, so we are done. So we have this. So this is our final work. You see that? You see? So this one, I use only 3 plates to do this one. Okay. All right, guys. There's still lots you can do with this. You can decide to apply a gradient on the bottom bar here. This one, you can decide to place a gradient there if you want. Okay. So from here, guys, see you next week with a new tutorial.